Hey, how's it going? My name is Wes. Welcome back to another lesson. In today's lesson, we will have a look at another grammar lesson, so a purple lesson. And in today's lesson, we will look at the most frequently used conjunctions in Spanish. And I have divided this lesson into two parts, so today we will look at part number 1, frequently used conjunctions in Spanish. So before we start with our conjunctions in Spanish, you might ask yourself, Wes, what even are conjunctions? Let me try to explain. So conjunctions are pretty much connector words that we use to bind words and phrases together. So as an example, in English, some of the most frequently used conjunctions, so connector words that we use, are, for example, the words but, and, or because. So as you can probably tell, those words are often being used to put two parts of a sentence together into one sentence. So as an example, I like tea, but I don't like coffee. So that but there is a conjunction, so a connector word that combines those two kind of individual parts of the sentence together to turn it into a grammatically correct sentence. So that is what we use conjunctions for. So they are connector words that we use to bind words and sentences together. And in today's lesson, we will look at the first part. I think it's about 12 or 13 words that we will learn in this first part, which are very frequently used conjunctions. So without further ado, let's get into today's lesson, conjunctions in Spanish. Alright, so the first conjunction that we will have a look at today, or pretty much the first connector word, is the word and. And in Spanish, this is y. So it's not even a word really, it's just a letter.
Y. Y.
Means and in Spanish. And this is a very popular word in Spanish that you will hear and come across very often. So as always, let's also look at some example sentences. So for this example, let's look at this sentence, which is I want pizza and ice cream.
Quiero pizza y helado. Quiero pizza y helado. Quiero pizza y helado.
I want pizza and ice cream. So y is and. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Or in Spanish is o. So again, it's just one letter. Not o, but o. Because in Spanish, every letter has only one way of pronouncing it. So, o.
O. O.
And again, this is also a very popular word that you will come across and hear very often in Spanish. Alright, so then as an example, if you want to say, do you want coffee or tea? Then you say,
¿Quieres café o té? ¿Quieres café o té? ¿Quieres café o té?
do you want coffee or tea? So, o means or. Alright, then the next conjunction that we will learn is but. But. In Spanish, this is
Pero. Pero.
and this is also a very popular word in Spanish that you will come across very frequently. So as an example, I want to go, but I can't.
Quiero ir, pero no puedo. Quiero ir, pero no puedo. Quiero ir, pero no puedo.
Alright, the next one is si. Si. And this si is written without a tilde, so without a tilde, an accent on the I. So si, S-I, and this means if in English.
Sí. Sí.
So let me give you an example with this one. So for example, if we want to say, we can go if you want, then in Spanish this would be
Podemos ir si quieres. Podemos ir si quieres. Podemos ir si quieres.
we can go if you want. So si means if here. And if we break the sentence down a bit more, then
Podemos
is we can or we are able to,
ir
was to go. So we can go, podemos ir.
si
If, so we can go if
quieres.
you want. So we can go or we are able to go if you want.
Podemos ir si quieres.
So this skill of being able to break down a sentence and looking at the words individually to try and figure out what they mean is actually very helpful, because you can also use this when you might come across words that you don't know the meaning of. And by looking at other words in the sentence that you do know, you might be able to understand what the words that you don't know mean. So it's a very helpful skill to add to your skill set of breaking down the sentences into small pieces. So that's the advice that I would like to give you from now on. Anytime you see a long sentence, don't try to understand all of it at once, but try to break it down into separate pieces. That makes it way easier for you to understand the complete sentence. All right, let's move on to the next conjunction, which is como.
Como. Como.
And this is also a very popular and very frequently used word in Spanish. Como, without an accent. And como means since, like, or as. So it can have different meanings depending on the context of the sentence. So for example, if you say, ella baila como una profesional, then you're saying she dances like a professional.
Ella baila como una profesional. Ella baila como una profesional. Ella baila como una profesional.
Alright, the next word that we will learn is
sin embargo. Sin embargo.
Which means however in English. So for example, it rained a lot, however, we had fun.
Llovió mucho, sin embargo, nos divertimos. Llovió mucho, sin embargo, nos divertimos. Llovió mucho, sin embargo, nos divertimos.
Hey, what's up? It's Wes from the future. I'm sorry to interrupt this video. I just wanted to let you know that I also have a Patreon where you can get early access to the next video lessons. All you have to do is to click on the link in the description, which will take you to my Patreon page where you can sign up for early access to the next lessons. Because here on YouTube, I only upload one new video every week. So if you don't want to wait for a new lesson to appear and you already want to watch all of the new lessons, then you can do so by going to my Patreon. Alright, that's it for this short interruption. I'm sorry. Let's get back to the video. Alright, the next conjunction that we will learn in today's lesson is
otra vez. Otra vez.
Which means something like again, or literally translated, it means otra, another, and vez is time, so another time. So in English we would say again or once more. So for example, let's try it again or let's try it once more is
vamos a intentarlo otra vez. Vamos a intentarlo otra vez. Vamos a intentarlo otra vez.
So vamos,
we
are going,
a
is to
intentarlo,
to intend it. So to try it or to intend it. And the word lo simply means it.
Otra vez.
Another time or once more or again. So in English, in American English, we would say, let's try it again or we are going to try it again. But if you would literally translate this from Spanish, it would be, we are going to try it another time. But in English, this doesn't really sound nice. So instead we change it to, let's try it again. Alright, then actually there's another word for again in Spanish, which is de nuevo, which literally means de, of, nuevo, new. So of the new.
De nuevo. De nuevo.
So for example, instead of saying
vamos a intentarlo otra vez,
which is I'm going to try it again, we can also say
voy a intentarlo de nuevo.
I'm going to try it again.
Voy a intentarlo de nuevo. Voy a intentarlo de nuevo. De nuevo. Otra vez.
Alright, then the next conjugation we will learn in today's lesson, which is así que.
Así que. Así que.
Which means therefore or so. So for example, it is very hot, therefore we go to the beach. Or it is very hot, so we go to the beach.
Hace mucho calor, así que vamos a la playa. Hace mucho calor, así que vamos a la playa. Hace mucho calor, así que vamos a la playa.
It is very hot, therefore we go to the beach. Or it is very hot, so we go to the beach. Así que, therefore, or so. Alright, then the next one. Tanto como.
Tanto como. Tanto como.
So this would mean as much or as many as, or both and we put something in between tanto and como. So for example, I don't have as much money as you, so as much as, tanto como.
No tengo tanto dinero como tú. No tengo tanto dinero como tú. No tengo tanto dinero como tú.
Tanto como. Again, without any accent. Alright, then the next one is ni, which means neither nor.
Ni, ni. Ni, ni.
So for example, in this sentence,
No tengo ni dinero ni tiempo para ir de vacaciones.
I have neither money nor time to go on vacation.
No tengo ni dinero ni tiempo para ir de vacaciones. No tengo ni dinero ni tiempo para ir de vacaciones.
Ni, neither nor. Alright, and then the last conjugation of today's lesson, which is
¿Por qué? ¿Por qué?
and we've already seen por qué before. However, this time the word por qué is written as one word, so there's no space in between por and qué, and also without any tildes. So por qué without tildes and as one word, and this means because. So for our example, I am not going to eat because I'm not hungry would be
No voy a comer porque no tengo hambre. No voy a comer porque no tengo hambre. No voy a comer porque no tengo hambre.
And then one more thing I want to show you here in this example sentence is that we say no tengo hambre. So no tengo. So tengo comes from the verb tener, which is to have in Spanish. So we are pretty much saying no tengo hambre. I don't have hunger. Instead of saying I am not hungry. So in Spanish there is a slight difference in how we express ourselves. So instead of saying I am not hungry, we say I don't have hunger. And we have also seen this in previous examples also, but again, this is something that is a recurring theme in Spanish that is different from how we are used to saying things in English. So I think it's important to point that out to you. Anyways, that's it for this first part of the most frequently used conjunctions in Spanish. These conjunctions or connector words are actually very commonly used in the Spanish language. So I really recommend you to learn all of these words that we learn by heart so that you know them and so that you can start using them when you speak and write in Spanish. Anyways, that's it for this lesson. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I hope to see you in the next one. Adios.